Chapter 5. At 16 and a bridesmaid. I was only used to see weddings of teachers around my home area because the others could not afford it. This time, at the age of 16, I was chosen as one of the bridesmaids in my uncle's wedding. I was elated. I felt so excited. Mom told me to get ready to go to Gashie to prepare for the occasion. I was so happy and quickly set off for Gashie. The instruction was that I was to go to grandfather Leonard Kamau's home near local shops nicknamed River Rory, after Nairobi's River Road where Asians owned all shops those days. Upon arrival, I was welcomed by Nelly Wambu, who is my mom's cousin, sharing the names with my mom. She was a talkative girl who was known in the whole village since wherever we passed, old and young men were greeting her. At times I felt jealous because nobody seemed to notice me, yet my body has started taking shape. She seems to know all. She told me that Mburu wa Kibunja flew to America over the weekend. I wondered how she came to know that. The Mburu she was referring to was my classmate earlier. He hailed from Githongore and I didn't know about it. Her character and the fact Gashie is very near to Nairobi city. It was obvious she knew a lot. Even the style of walking was faded those days. She promised to show me how to walk, so by the time of the wedding, I would have known how to walk like Nginya Narachu, the wildcat. She really flattered me. Nelly was very funny and spoilt girl. I shuddered when she told her dad to remove her chupi, innerwear, hung behind the toilet door to enable her to use the facility. I thought the parents had spoiled her since they never reacted to this. God is good. I was now catwalking around the village with Nelly. We had small porches which she had shown me how to pat on against my right side of the thigh as we walked in style. Warura, Mark Mirichui, who was the bride's sister, was in charge of the bridesmaid. She took us to River Road because that is where Asian shops offered wedding materials. We selected the material, then measurements were taken for me. Nelly and another very brown girl, Gladwell Nyauru, whose character was like of a young flying girl, was leading us in everything. Her catwalk was unique. She's the one who knew how to swing more than Nelly. She was our instructor. However, as the days went by, I was now catwalking noticeably. On the wedding day, we woke up very early in the morning. Vehicles were lining up to be decorated. We also being dressed up and groomed by the bigger bridesmaid after a night of song and dance by mothers. At 10 a.m., we were taken off to the bride's home where we collected her and headed to St. Peter ACK Church in Gacharage. The wedding was conducted by Bishop Karaoke of Mount Kenya Diocese. John Kiongera, the then proprietor of Eastland Cinema, in a beautiful car carried us. After the church ceremony, we were driven to Nairobi for a photo session. We were taken to the famous Ramogi photo studio on Lidhui Avenue, Nairobi. I wondered whether it still exists. Being a village girl, everything was marvel to me. The city looked great and beautiful. To Nelly and Gadwell, it was normal. We catwalked throughout the ceremony, patting the porches against our right side. Men stared at us with open mouths. The porches were pink purplish, the same color as our outfits. Our wedding outfits were sewn nicely with two large gathers, one on the front side and another one on the back side. They fitted us well and we looked very beautiful. Stiff material was fixed with the lining, which made dresses spread out nicely under the wild belt made of the same purple material. We had white nicely fitting shoes. When the wedding was over, I went back home. I had a new walking style and a new classic outfit. When I went to church that Sunday, the children shouted, "Our teacher, our teacher." I was really smart and I knew it. From there, we had a very strong bond of friendship. Me, my uncle Humphrey, Leonard Kamau and his wife Margaret Nyambura. When then they were blessed with their firstborn son, Tony Mwangai, named after our grandfather, my young sister Lillian was dispatched there to help looking after the child. That one year, she was with them and life was so good that she was late in opening school. That year, my two brothers, Mongai and half-brother Jogona, and I did our KPE. We all passed, though they had done a little better. Those days, there were very few secondary schools. Dad busied himself with two brothers until he fixed them in secondary school, Albert in Githiga High School and Jogona in Kagwe Boys High School. You can guess my predicament. Just like the other girls of my time, I continued waking up at 5 a.m., going to the river to draw water, milking cows, preparing breakfast for our younger other children, and preparing them for school. Apart from catwalking, I had acquired another skill, cycling. I could cycle to Githongore to deliver milk to the Dairy Cooperative Society. Aren't you happy that I could carry a huge load of coffee to Gituti Coffee Factory on a bicycle? Wainaga nieroragera, An old dancer is forced by circumstances to sit and watch, lose translation.